other night, another movie getting made.
Welcome back. I'm glad y'all are still locked in with us over here at 101 TKO Radio. It's your boy Positive B White. I love that hand clap. And this is Positive Mind Saturdays with your boy Positive B White on a little chilly Saturday morning, but it turned out to be very, very, very comfortable for me because it wasn't too hot. And I like being comfortable, and I got my little daughter with me, so she did her thing. Of course, she helped us test the mics again, so she's just my little helper, man. So shout out to the little helpers out there who are doing their thing. So, as promised, I got a special guest in here today, man. I got my boy Shun, man.
What's happening? You promise these people that? What you doing, bro?
Yeah, man. All my guests are special, man. But this one is special because we've got quite a history.
Yeah.
And we've been rocking out and vibing out for quite some time now. So I'm glad to have you here, man.
Thanks for having me, brother. It's always a pleasure to be wanted somewhere.
No doubt, man. So you came in, man. You look good, man. You looking healthy, man. And this show is all about positive affirmations. And man, how you feeling, man? How does everything feel right now? How's your mental health?
I'm beautiful right now, man. I'm gonna be honest. I'm embracing. If you give me a second, I'm embracing my 40s right now.
There you
dig
go.
Me?
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
46. I'll be 47 May 1st.
Absolutely. Shout out to that.
Yes. Right on. So the whole thing is that me embracing my 40s, you look at things differently, man.
Absolutely.
Just everything in life. You start to appreciate the small things.
Mm-hmm.
And also you start to get that peak of you're not right at midlife, but you're starting to get some of that stuff. Like I had my first colonoscopy. You there? Huh?
Colonoscopy.
Huh?
Yeah, I got one coming too, man. I got one.
I'm gonna tell you now.
I got one coming.
It's an experience, but it ain't even the procedure itself. It's what you do before.
You gotta drink. You gotta drink that stuff.
Oh man, I'm telling you.
I heard to drink that when I think I did an MRI or something. It's in that bottle.
Yeah.
It's
So, but you
disgusting.
can't eat for like a day.
I know.
You're on a liquid diet.
It's disgusting.
And let me tell you, you need to be right by the bathroom on the regular. You feel me? Because you're going to be going. All right?
Going.
Have your track shoes on if you ain't close to one, but you better be close to the bathroom.
You better be. And then that's what this show is about, man. It's one thing I like to address men's mental health, but, not only mental health, just our overall health.
Right.
So how important is it for men, at you're a little older than me, but at this age to be able to get to the doctor and get those checkups like we're supposed to?
Well, first and foremost, the thing is that if you have insurance, you're giving money away if you don't use it. Let's be smart about it.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean? You're giving money away.
Right.
So go ahead and go to the doctor. Anytime you feel something, us as black men, we tend to be like, I work through it. It'll go away. Nah, go check it out. Because like I said, at this age, it'd be something bigger than what you think it is. And it might go away, but then when you go get the checkup and you got a list of things that they be like, man, how you didn't get in here? They haven't been no made you go cut the lights off and lay down in the room and take some medicine because you screwed up. So for us, man, especially as black men, go ahead and get that prostate check. Got to do that, on the regular. Change your diet, people.
Yeah.
Like, we grew up on comfort food, and I love it. I'm not saying stop and cut it out, but anything you do, you got to do it in moderation. Can't do it every day. You understand what I'm saying? So you gotta get into that. So I think that's mostly what we got to look out for as far as, I just say people in general.
People in general. Yeah, and that's true, man. And so as we go into this season, obviously you're working on and building stuff. You got the hat on. I see it, the rude intellect hat on. So shout out to my boy.
Shout out Flex.
I know he's somewhere watching this. So if you see this, man, your boy is supporting and rocking the
Always,
the gear. So first off, what I like to do is, as guests when they come in, what are you working on right now, man? I know you hit me up like a few years ago. You was like, man, I got this idea that I want to do, and
Why you put my business out there, baby?
Just got some pointers, man. So let's talk about it, man. What did you build?
We ended up creating a podcast.
Okay.
And we've been going 5 years now.
Okay.
And it's called Soundproof Hunger Room. I'm sure we probably got some people in the chat, so look in. whatever. I hope they hit that number and call in so we can talk to some folks.
Yeah, man.
But
I want to hit that number, call in. It's on the flyer. Y'all call in. We're here.
yeah, so we started. It started with me and my co-host Ralph. We would just be out talking a lot, and when we were in public places, just hanging out and talking, everybody wanted to get into our conversations.
Right.
And I was like, "Hey, man, we need to do something with this." And he was like, "Man, whatever." So I was like, we kept going out. It kept happening. I was like, "Let's do something with it." He was like, we'll see." So we ended up, we do this big group trip. We went out to South Africa. And we was in Cape Town. And me and him, again, went out on the balcony. We smoked cigars. And we was talking. I would say about 10, 15 minutes later, the whole group was out there on the balcony with us.
Just kicking it.
With the conversations.
Yeah.
And so when we got back, man, I just went ahead and got the stuff going, got the equipment, and we started rolling.
Yeah, so what are some of the things y'all address on the podcast? Like, what are some of the things that you that just pulls people in to want to be around it and listen to it?
When we started, we wanted to promote Black businesses, Black entrepreneurs, and we wanted to have the conversations that adults have that you don't normally have at work or you don't normally have, at church or wherever you are. We like to have like the real conversations. And so that's pretty much where we've thrived. I think lately we've kind of moved into the direction of kind of talking about current events and things of that nature, some of the news. But our home key is talking about the things that you don't necessarily talk about all the time, but are very pertinent conversations.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting to have those topics around those certain discussions that you just gotta have. And like you said, normally we don't have some of those, but just like the mental health and going to the doctor, us men, we kind of shy away from it.
Right.
And for me, anytime something is not right or off, I'll go. Because I'm like, man, I'm paying this insurance.
Right. Definitely.
So I might as well use it.
Definitely.
So it's interesting to have those topics. And then you said you mentioned you smoke cigars.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite cigar?
I usually mess with most of the AJ Fernandez brand. New World is the one is my go-to.
Okay.
I also like the Upsetters, the Rude Boy. That one's more on the sweet, more of it's called an infused, but that's like my appetizer cigar. When I know I'm gonna be sitting there for a minute, that's the first one I'm gonna get.
Okay.
And then I'll go into something like I said, the AJ Fernandez New World. But you gotta find your taste.
You gotta find your taste. And then you mentioned Cape Town, South Africa, and then I'm a travel enthusiast. I love to go and get on that bird. So what's a destination? Let's do this. What has been your favorite destination to visit thus far? And then secondly, what is a destination that you haven't been to that you want to get to?
The best was Africa, so we stopped in Johannesburg first and did a safari there, and then we went to Cape Town. And that in itself was, I'll tell y'all, as a Black African American.
That's on the bucket list too. That's definitely
As a Black African American, when you get off the plane and they tell you welcome home,
oh man, yeah,
it hit different. You feel me? And everywhere we went, people treated us as brethren. You know what I mean? As family. It wasn't no. I'm gonna be honest. I ain't see nobody. I ain't see no bonnets in public. I ain't see nobody sagging. I'm dead for real. They weren't sagging their pants. It was none of that. You know what I mean? They were proud of who they were. And one of the best things for me was Mandela is on all the money. I had to keep some of that money because he's a hero of mine. And so to have him on the money like that, to see a Black man on money.
On the money. That is, and that's powerful.
Yeah.
That's super powerful. And then you mentioned the money, Mandela on the money. And we had a conversation this morning, and I like this question. This next question I'm gonna ask, I like it because it sparks a lot of conversation. And it's a simple question. It's not nothing crazy or anything. I know when I say that, people be like,
I'm for the crazy too, though. I get with the crazy.
People be trying to get their thinking cap on. But is $1 million a lot of money? Now, that question is for you. Is $1 million a lot of money to you? and then I'll let you answer, and then I'll give my answer, and then
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's just that. Dang, I don't even know how to go live. Anyway,
you could do you could do live YouTube.
I don't know how to.
What you on?
I'm on Facebook.
If you spin it around, I can show it to you.
Yeah, do that. Anyway, I'll answer why you're doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of money because at this age, hopefully you've at least had your foundation laid or
Right.
working on your foundation. And at this point in my life, I know there are avenues to make my money work for me.
Yeah.
So $1 million, I'm gonna get rid of all of my liabilities. That's the first and foremost thing.
For sure.
And I'm not one of the people that feel like I have to put on for people. So my lifestyle wouldn't change as much. I'm very comfortable.
You just hit that live button.
I'm very comfortable in the lifestyle that I'm living now. So I'm not gonna turn around and go buy a $500,000 house
Right.
or whatever. I'm just gonna take care of my liabilities right then and there, and I'm gonna allow my money to work for me, and I'm gonna pour into the investments that are already out there. Like I said, we work with a lot of people that have a lot of things going on, so I would pour into them and into myself, but I would just make that $1 million work for me.
Yeah. And
So yeah, that's a lot of money.
And to me, man, I appreciate your input. And to me, it's a lot of money. And even in this climate with inflation and all those things that's working against us, for me, it's a lot of money because I think it's all about your mental and how you go into it. But like you said, man, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wipe out all debt. So I have all my debt cleared, and then, like you said, my boy earlier, he said he gonna put half up, and then the other half he gonna invest. You know, what I mean? He gonna invest in himself, invest in his brand, and I think that amount of money for me is the perfect thing to help. Not because money isn't everything; it's a tool.
Right.
But for what I need to do, I think it'll be a great, investment for me because I'm going in with the mindset I won't have any debt,
Right.
and then I can just shoot to the stars, man. So, and also you had some merch, man. So you got some merch on your head, and then you got some merch for the Soundproof Hunger Room. So let's talk about it.
Yeah. So first off, I want to elaborate a little bit more on Soundproof because I ain't really give them it was a collective of us.
Yeah, let's get into it.
It's four of us on the forefront. Me, 18th, that's who you'll see. Me and him pretty much do the show. And then we have Afro Rican.
Crespo.
Shout out to Crespo.
Crespo, if you're listening, man, I'm going to get you on here too, man, because I feel like your input will be very, very valuable.
I love that. He's my brother. That's my little brother.
For sure.
No relation. And then Flex.
Flex.
So this right here, Rude Intellect, Flex, this is his brand. T-shirts, hoodies, hats. And it's more about, if you go to the page, you'll see the mission statement. And if you on the south side, you pretty much gonna see somebody with these hoodies and hats on, because he real heavy out there. So shout out to them. We also had Curtis Clay helped us out in the background. We had Theo Hale helped us in the background. We also had KO helped us. So I like to give praise to everybody that helped us get to where we are today. And so got that merch. Then also, I like the bear gifts.
Yeah, man. Oh, ooh, you hear that? Chelsea, she said one of the perks of working at a radio station is we get gifts.
Get gifts. I don't know y'all sizes or whatever, but and B, the thing is you already done. I know you don't already.
I got one, but
so we got a couple.
We got gifts.
Yeah,
I just love gifts.
Look, I didn't even know how many people's gonna be in the room, and I got the right number of.
Oh, man. Boy, Nelly.
Look at God. Look at God. Yeah.
Put them up to the camera, man. Put them up to the camera.
Here.
Look, we got Look, we got hoodies, man. Hey, I love when people come bearing gifts, man. I'm like a big kid at the candy store.
A little something.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do the hoodies or whatever, and our whole thing is that these is free for y'all. Okay? For y'all.
That's one of the perks of working at a radio station.
All I ask is go to the website. Go to the YouTube page on IG, soundproofhungerroom.com, subscribe. And do more than that. support is a word.
Yeah.
You feel me? So even if you don't, our videos usually range from an hour and a half. Just look at the shorts, and that'll tell you what we talking about. And that, if that ain't for you, it ain't for you. But if you like it, go on dig in them videos because we got a lot to talk about.
Exactly, man. And then I like to tell people too, it's free. So when I say it's free, I mean for you to hit subscribe, for you to like the channel,
Hit the bell button too. I'm hearing that a lot of times.
hit the notifications so
no
you
more.
get
So
notified.
hit that
And then
bell.
what I like to do is just drop a little comment, man. And then that goes a long way, man. It's just
Oh, I got to shout out somebody else. I got to shout out a friend up in Buffalo. She know who she is. She like to be low key, but she's the one that helps me get all the stuff going with the merch.
okay.
So shout out to my people.
Okay, shout out to the people, especially up in Buffalo, man. We had a Buffalo Bills, person on here
Yeah.
a few episodes ago,
Mm.
and she was
They
very dope.
passionate about that team.
Yeah,
They
she came through. She brought gifts. She brought a bottle,
Yeah.
and the good thing about it is those bottles, man. They just we run through them, man.
I saw y'all was drinking. Y'all had Sarah up in here.
Yeah, man. Sarah, shout out to Fine Wine
Shout out,
Enterprises.
Sarah.
Yeah,
Yes, indeed.
she always come through with a bottle. The last bottle, I think we finished too as well. So
Yeah.
we always.
She looking like, what was I at? Y'all ain't let me know.
Yeah, so we kick it, man. So we vibe, but that's what we do up here at 101 TKO Radio, man.
Okay,
We just vibe and we have fun. We one big family,
dig.
and we kick it. So what we'll probably do is we'll take a little break. Like I like to say, we'll go pay some bills and handle some things and pay the water bill and all those other things. But when we come back, we're gonna get back into some more things you got going on.
Okay.
We're here with Shun. Positive Mind Saturdays, man. Y'all be sure to follow us on 101 TKO Radio on everything. We're on Facebook, IG. We're recording live on YouTube right now. Check us out there. And then if you got anything you want to get advertised, you want your music spun, send me a DM. And then we'll see how we can make that happen. We always like to bridge the gap and connect. This is the People's Plug. This is what we do. So y'all stay locked in with us. We'll be back with my boy Sean in just a second. Y'all hang in.
dropping harder. For red beef, I'm trying to get the party lit.
What's happening? We are back for Positive Mind Saturdays. With your boy Positive Be White. I appreciate y'all kicking in with us and tuning in and tapping in with us. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Like we spoke about a little bit earlier, we're over here at 101 TKO Radio, and we're just vibing out on a Saturday morning. It was a little chilly this morning, but it's not too hot. And if you got on the right clothes, which we really don't know what clothes to put on because the weather just kind of bipolar, but nonetheless, we are here, and I got my boy Shun in the building, man.
What's happening?
Shout out to my boy Shun for coming through, man. I appreciate you vibing out with us. So let's deep dive more into this ripe age of 40. So what's some of the things that you feel is the benefits of being this age of 40?
Well, first off, we came up in the era where a lot of killing and stuff like that was going. We weren't even supposed to make it to 25, I believe.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, exactly.
As a black man, we were supposed to be dead at 25.
Yeah.
So once you get past that, like I said, you start to appreciate the small things in life.
Right.
And like I said, I'm 46 right now, so I've been 40 for 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
But I've noticed that my conversations have changed because the people around me, we about the same age too. Like before, you was 20s and 30s, you talking about the chick you done bagged or the money, the car you trying to get, and this. We don't have them conversations no more. Now we talking about, man, I had to put 93 in my tank today.
Hey,
we talking about gas. The different price and how it make you run. I'm talking about deep conversations.
I put some 93, man, and then I only burn 93 now.
Okay.
So like I only put 93 in there, and this is like I rather just put the investment in now and not have to worry about it on the back end. You know what I'm saying?
I had a homeboy, like I said, during one of these discussions, he had a Range Rover, and he was putting 93 in there, but his fuel pump still went out. So his mechanic was like, "Where you getting your gas from?" He was like, "Sam's." He was like, "Bro, you can't. Come on now."
You can't do
so
it.
Stuff
man.
like that. That's what I'm talking about.
You
We
can't
talk
do
about
it.
little stuff like that. Another thing I talk about is tools and stuff like that. Growing up, Toys R Us was my spot.
Yeah.
I love toys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's Home Depot now.
I know,
when you
man.
grown and you got a house, Home Depot is your toy store. They gonna get your money.
It's the go-to place.
They got
It's truly the go-to place.
If you got a house, they got everything you need over. You be in there all day.
Yeah, you be in there all day spending money.
Just tell you, hey, just drop me. I'll come back in about 3 hours.
Yeah, and you know
I don't
what's
want you walking around with me.
so funny, man. And those two stores between Walmart and Home Depot, because I know I'm not the only one. I go in Walmart. I say I'm coming on. I'm just gonna get one thing. Get this one thing, and then you come out and you got like 5, 6 different things, man. This is just like I told myself. And Home Depot is another one of those places. But man, when it comes to your home, it's you just try to keep on top of everything. So as we proceed into those 40s, what are some of the things that you would like other brothers to understand about that 40 age gap from 40 to 50?
It ain't what I want them to understand. Is more so in hopes that you get to a space to where you're able to give back, or either learn more about yourself. Because I think as soon as you stop learning, you need to just dig a hole and lay in it. Because I hate to talk to people that when you're talking to them, they know everything.
Yeah.
And it's like, why am I talking to you? Because you're not going to receive nothing I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And we can't even have a real conversation. I just sit and listen to you if that's what you want.
Right.
So I think it's more so just learn more about yourself. Also, dig into the things you like. Don't be ashamed. I like Legos.
Okay.
I buy Legos and I mess with Legos in my free time.
Man, you and Hunter.
Video game. I'm telling you.
We mentioned toys and Legos, and that is just right up her alley.
And what's funny is some people that see my toys and then, like I got this. Shout out 18. I'm gonna talk about it. I got this doll. He like to call how your little doll is, and it's a doll of Jay Dilla.
Okay.
When I got the doll, I paid $80 for it. If you go online right now, that doll goes for $1,200 to $1,300.
Are you serious?
So I'm telling you, some toys, some stuff is collectible stuff, and you just keep it like it is. You can make money off of it. But me, I more so do it because I love it. So I open it, and he's sitting on my office.
Okay.
So you know what I mean. Stuff like that is just like be comfortable in who you are. Don't put on for nobody. We passed that putting on. Just be who you gonna be and live in it. You know what I mean? So I know another thing I do that I found in my 40s, and I think a lot of people do this. You be having them conversations in the shower. You know, you don't got to arguing with your significant other, and you be in the shower, you be like, damn, I should have said this. It's like you want to go back and start the argument over just so you can get this point in.
Yeah.
Or, you know, you be at work, you was like, man, I should have slid this way, and boom. So I had them, and I stay by myself, so I don't talk a lot. So that's why y'all getting all this right now, because I would be at home being quiet.
Well, that's what it's. That's what we're here for. We're here for people to get out whatever they got in them, man. Just come on the radio show and get it out. And just get it out. That's what we're here for.
I want to give y'all something weird that I ran into the other day. So when I come home, talking about the shower.
Okay.
I listen to a radio station. They play like jazz.
Okay.
I think it's 89.3, and they were playing some jazz one night, and the DJ came on, and DJ, we got somebody.
Oh, we got somebody calling in.
Okay,
we got a call.
We gonna get back to the story. Don't you worry about it. It's a good one.
So we got a guest calling in. So yeah, you can put him through. Hello.
Hello, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. What's your name?
Hey, this is Orlando, man. Afro Rican Crespo, how y'all doing?
What's happening?
My boy Crespo. What a pleasant surprise.
Let me tell you something. I'm a long-time listener, first-time caller, bro. Thanks for letting me come through.
Hey, shout out, man. Shout out to my boy Afro Rican. Has blessed us with his presence.
That's right.
What you got going on, Crespo?
Hey, listen, I know I only got a little bit of time. I'm gonna let the other guys get through. I appreciate the round of applause. Y'all looking good on camera too. You looking good on camera. That HK thing, that 4K thing, doing good.
Appreciate the feedback, man.
Check it out. Oh, no doubt, bro. I'm here, man. Just give me a call and I'm pulling up.
But
I'm
gonna have you on. I'm gonna have you next. Go ahead, I'm listening.
Okay, sound like a plan. I gotta make sure I ain't got no plans. You know I'm a daddy first.
Silly, man. I love it.
Check it out, man. Listen, man. For me to just stop cutting grass this morning and to tap in with y'all know I love y'all, man.
Hey,
I
man.
appreciate that.
Hey, you know what's so funny, Crespo? We're having that conversation right now, man. We're talking about Home Depot and home improvement and conversations, and you call in, and we got you. To kick it with us while you was cutting your grass, man. This is Positive Mind Saturdays, man.
This is the best thing going on in Atlanta right now. I'm trying to get these folks together, bro.
Get them right, Paul.
Hey, man.
Don't sleep on. Listen, don't sleep on Harbor Freight either.
Oh yeah.
Harbor Freight.
Harbor Freight.
That's a
the grown man's toy store.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, Harbor Freight, man. So Crespo, man. After you cut your grass, man, I got a question for you, man. Are you consuming a brew or a cigar? What you got on your? I know you got some on your taste buds while you cutting that grass.
Oh, absolutely. Ice cold Modelo, and they ain't cut me a check yet.
Hey, Modelo, y'all hear that?
Modelo, bro.
Hey, he's got a Modelo on deck after cutting the grass. Man, good to hear from you, Crespo, man. We're going to have you on next, man.
You too, bro. Hey, shout out to Soundproof Hunger Room and everybody support, man. You too, Brandon. You doing big things, man. You really on to something special, bro. Keep pushing it, man.
Hey, man, I appreciate that, bro. Shout out to the Soundproof Hunger Room and just you being the same guy. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Shout out to Tony P, man. That segment with y'all in Stevenson High School, y'all were always fire in the band, bro.
Yeah,
and
I appreciate that.
FAMU alumni, we definitely the highest of the 7 Hills. Shout out to Tallahassee, Florida, too. I know Tony P done partied at the Flight and Top Flight and the Moon.
Yeah, Tony P done kicked it in all that.
Tallahassee.
Yeah, you better believe it, man. And shout out to you for just being that same guy, man. Ever since I've met you, man, you just a stand-up guy, man. So shout out to you for being that
I
stand-up guy.
appreciate it.
And we
Thank
gonna lock
you,
in
man.
with
I'm gonna
you.
let somebody get in. One more thing. I'm up for my colonoscopy too, bro. So Sean, I'm gonna need some advice and
Yes,
all of that.
indeed. Hey,
August coming around, I'm getting a little nervous.
I
Yeah.
know
Gotta
you
check
the
my
breakfast.
ass.
I know you.
Check my ass.
Oh my God.
Hey, he was giving us game a little earlier, man. So we're gonna let him give us some more game.
Oh,
You know, as we get more into it, these 40s. So, man, shout out to you for calling through, and man, you stay tuned because I'm gonna hit you and we gonna be on here.
Hey Brandon, one more question, man.
Yes, sir.
In your book that you wrote,
Mhm.
Trust You on That, man.
Yes, sir.
Chapter 10 it states that avoiding the comparison trap. That's
Mhm.
my question to you guys and everybody tuning in. How do we avoid the comparison trap? And you mentioned at the end of it, just staying true to yourself. That really hit different, man. And I'm gonna let y'all go, man. Thank you so much for letting me call in.
Hey, man, appreciate your Crespo, man. Always good to hear from you, fam.
yes, indeed.
My boy,
All right, you too, bro.
Crespo. All right, peace.
That's my brother. That's my brother.
Shout out to my boy Crespo. We sitting here. I got my boy Shun here, man. We've been vibing out, so we got to get back to that story, man. So
Yeah.
Let's jump back into that story.
Yeah, so this weird stuff be happening to me, or I won't even say happening. It's just I pay attention to it. So, like I said, I'm in the shower because we was talking about them discussions you have in the shower, and I listen to jazz when I'm in the shower. And this one day, I'm sitting there, I'm listening, and this guy was like, "Hey guys, you remember Dr. Kevorkian? Y'all remember Dr. Kevorkian? If you don't know, Dr. Kevorkian was the doctor that would assist people that wanted to kill themselves.
And yeah, that
So
was
people
crazy.
would go to him, and
That
he
was
would
crazy.
he would set up a nice little setup and kill you, by medicine or whatever.
That's
So
crazy,
come
man.
find out, this dude did an album. He did a jazz album. He's a
Wow.
flutist. And so I was like, really? How's this happening right now?
Yeah.
So the guy was saying that he only did like 5,000 copies. This back before streaming.
Mhm.
I'm gonna tell you, I still buy my music. That streaming is some trash because they raping the artists. I'm just gonna be honest.
Yeah, that's
They
kinda
get
crazy.
0.003 cents per stream. But y'all do what y'all want. I still buy my music. I got an iPod.
Mhm.
Anyway, so he was saying, yeah, he did like 5,000 copies, and the guy had a copy. He played some tracks. It was good.
Wow.
It was good. And
That's interesting.
I was like, this is crazy that I'm listening to this guy that was killing people. But hey, it was good music. And the name of it is A Very Still Life.
Wow.
How
Man, we be learning.
ironic
Hey,
is that?
we be learning something new every day. Like I
That's
didn't
the
even know
type
that.
of stuff. That's the type of stuff I be thinking about. I also be thinking about, growing up here, and I grew up in College Park.
Mm-hmm.
We was outside all day,
Yeah.
and we had trees that bore fruit.
Yeah.
We would walk around eating plums and apples and crab apples, the little like raspberries,
Mhm.
blackberries.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see none of that shit. No, I'm sorry. You don't see none of that no more.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just be looking at stuff like, as an older guy now, this is the type of stuff I think about, of things that have changed that we kind of don't even realize that, dang, you can't go outside and find a tree with some fruit on it.
Yeah.
Unless you go out there and do it yourself.
Unless you do
That's
it
another
yourself.
thing. Shout out Nature Boy Lawrence.
Yeah, the boy Nature Boy.
Lawrence Farm down there in Riverdale, man.
Yeah.
He's pushing the sustainability and, being able to live off of the land.
Mhm.
And so he pushes like, getting you a garden, starting to grow your own stuff is more healthier than anything you're gonna get at the grocery store. But shout out to him, man. So that's the kind of stuff I be thinking about as I get older. Just trying to get back to the stuff that I love, get back to taking care of my body and my health and the people around me, and be able to be of service to somebody.
Yeah, and shout out to that boy Lawrence Nature Boy, because I actually been out there, man. And,
Me too.
And it's interesting to see because it looks like it's fully sustainable. Even to the he's got like a nice little water in the back where you fish and he's got a whole little nice setup. Chickens.
Everything.
It's completely awesome, man. He's definitely an inspiration, man, because I would mention that he's probably fully self-sustainable if to a point where he can just do his thing.
Pretty much.
So
Pretty much.
shout out to all of those things you got going on,
Yes,
and then
indeed.
and then at this age, so let's deep dive more into that, man. The ripe age of 40 and 50. And what are some things that you look forward to as you approach those 50s?
Um, I'll talk about it, and then I got a question for you.
Okay.
Um, I just want to continue to grow as a person.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I don't have any kids, so I have nieces and nephews that I pour into.
Mm-hmm.
But for me personally, I just always want to be better. Like I've always wanted to learn another language,
Mm-hmm.
so that's something I want to kind of take time and try to do. I travel a little bit, not as much as you, but I travel a little bit, so I want to try to become get to some of the places that I've never seen. Like I want to go to Cairo. I haven't been to Cairo. That's
Yeah,
on
me
my
too.
bucket list.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to go to Belize, and I think I'm gonna do that for my birthday. I'm trying to put that together.
That'll be
To
tight.
go to Belize for my birthday. But to answer your question in summary, it's more so to grow for myself and to get to a space to where my light shines on other people and it allows them to shine as well. One of my biggest compliments I got the other day was this young lady came up to me and she would see me reading all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, Shun, I used to read all the time. And then I gave her a book to read.
Mm-hmm.
And I gave her The Alchemist.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's a great book. And she read it in like 2 days, bought it back. And then I didn't see her for a while, just where we work at. And when she came back, she said, Shun, and she went out of her way. She said, I want to thank you so much that you reignited my love for reading.
Yeah.
That to me was one of the biggest compliments that I was able to give something to somebody and not doing a whole lot, just based off of how I move and how I live or whatever the case. And I'm also that type of person that if I know you're interested in something and I can help you, I don't mind just shooting you this or shooting you that so that you can get back on your horse or learn something new. So I just want to continue to do that in the purest form.
Hey man, shout out to that because that's what it's all about. And then we always like to keep people inspired here.
Mm.
And I like to say, we spoke about it a little bit earlier. I'm so aligned in my purpose that I kind of have tunnel vision.
Mm.
So everything that's going on around me, man, like the who the president is and this drama and who did this and who did what, I hear it, but I ain't really I'm not really focused on it because
Okay.
it's I'm not aligned with that. I'm aligned with my purpose. So
Okay.
I'm just always gonna push forward and stay in my purpose. And I think that's how, I've been able to, accomplish the things that I've been able to accomplish. So what's your next
Well, I got a question for you before we move on.
Okay, let's do it.
So, did you know or were you versed in that situation that happened with LeBron and Stephen A. Smith when he approached him at the game?
Yeah, I saw that. I
you see
definitely
it?
saw that.
What were your thoughts on that?
Initially or
Just in general, overall?
As a father, I can completely understand it.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I say that is because being a father, that is like one of my main priorities is to protect.
Mm-hmm.
And as when I went back and listened to LeBron's response and Stephen A's response, from LeBron's point of perspective and from my perspective, it was like he said, "Don't talk about my child." You know what I mean? You can go over his game if he has a bad game, if you feel like he's not, productive as an NBA player or he's not where he should be as an NBA player, then I'm okay with that. That's fine. You can criticize, that's your job. But when
Right.
you go into how I am as a father and what that, then it crossed the line. So from that perspective, I can completely agree. And from Stephen A. Smith's perspective, he's doing his job. But as you do your job, you probably will have those coincidences where you have those run-ins. So from my perspective, I look at it from him being a father and being pushing his son to do, and it's kind of tough because LeBron has had this great career. He's in his 22nd or 23rd season?
I think 22nd.
22nd.
Yeah.
So he's had this illustrious career, and his son's coming up behind him, and it's always hard for you to follow that, and you're always going to be compared to that. So from my perspective, it was just him being a father and just making sure that he keeps the line of breaking down an NBA player of your job, and then criticizing my son and me being a father. So what's your thoughts on it? Good question too. I appreciate that. Great question.
Yeah, I'm good like that. the thing that I look at, I agree with everything you said, and I think some stuff is missed. The one thing, and I actually saw D.L. Hughley talk about this. My dad is very huge in my life, growing up, even today, very huge, probably my best friend. And one thing that I can say about my dad, if he walked in his room right now, I feel protected.
Of course.
I don't care what's going on. I feel protected.
Absolutely.
And I can kind of just like, all right, I'm under him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Me as
And
well.
I think when you have a father like that, I don't care how old you are, where you are, what's going on, they bring that presence. And you are always going to be like, okay, I can just kind of fall back a little bit. And I think that's literally what, if you notice, after that situation, Bronny started playing a little better. You
Absolutely.
know?
He's been averaging a lot of buckets.
Exactly. So the whole thing is that when you have a child, and yes, Stephen A. Smith, and I don't like Stephen A. Smith because I think he's trying to do too many things now.
Yeah,
and
me
he's
too.
not focusing on, I mean, his job is his job. He's great at his job.
Yeah, I love him
He's great at his
I
job.
love him breaking down sports from an analytics point of view
Right.
and numbers point of view. So I agree with that.
But when you start, and he even said himself when he does his podcast that he didn't like LeBron. So, of course, now you're telling me you're biased and you're going to continue to push this narrative. And ESPN always talking about the Lakers. There are teams out there that's been way better than the Lakers, but you always push that agenda because that's the numbers. That's everybody doing clicks and likes now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
for sure.
just do your job. So from his perspective, that's how I say, just do your job and don't make it a personal thing. And that's where LeBron reacted in the way that he did, because it was a shot every chance that he got to go after him. There's plenty of other rookies that's on the bench that's not doing this, that's not doing that.
Absolutely.
He ain't said nothing about them.
Yeah, exactly.
It's always about Bronny. So, I just wanted to speak about how, having that covenant of a great dad, it makes a difference. No matter how old you are, where you are in life, if you got that dad that's around like that, you feel that presence. And it showed, like I said, when LeBron did what he did, it let Bronny just kind of flourish a little bit more.
Yeah, because he'll blossom, and he has to walk his own path,
Right.
But you got to give him a space to be able to do that. You got to give him a space to be able to do that. So what he did, he's in the development, and he's developing his game.
Yeah.
So you got to give him a space to and me being a father, like you said, and me still having my father, because I think our fathers are probably pretty similar. Like when my dad come in the room, like it's a sense of protection, because my dad lets me be me, but at the same time, like, he ain't gonna let nobody just talk to his son no kind of way. He's just not going for that. You know what I mean? And I ain't gonna let nobody talk about him.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think it's important for father figures to be that way about their kids, and then more importantly, what LeBron did for his son, I have nothing against that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Getting your son to the Lakers and you seeing him share that moment
Okay with that too.
on the bench with his son is something that I would, in a million years, that's a dream.
Right.
And for him to be able to manifest that, we talk about manifestation.
Right.
For him to be able to manifest that, just like Ken Griffey did with his son.
Yeah.
You know, so you have those situations. So I completely agree how LeBron handled that, and then it happened, unfortunately, live like that. But, I mean, your job, you break stuff down live.
Today's society.
So I feel like, that's just how it happened. But anyway, man, I appreciate you coming through, my boy Shun, man. And then let's talk about, before we get out of here, College Park, man. How was that growing up, College Park?
College Parks. I grew up in a nice area of College Park.
Yeah. That used to be. Yeah, you used to have to have. Oh, all that, man. You used to have some money to stuff.
Yeah. So when we were younger, it was nice. Now,
absolutely,
coming up, and if you're from Atlanta, two things people ask you. They're gonna ask you what school you went to, what hospital. And I was born in Atlanta. I was born at Georgia Baptist. My folks had insurance.
Me too.
Me
too.
I'm sorry, Grady babies.
Hey, me too.
My folks had insurance.
Me too. Yeah, me too. Me too.
Y'all got the trauma center, but my
Georgia
folks had
Baptist.
insurance.
Yeah, sure.
And we stayed in the suburbs in College Park. And it was great. My childhood was beautiful. We stayed outside. We literally were a community. The parents knew each other. We would be out late, but we always knew everybody was everywhere. And then there was one house where if you got in trouble, you knew you can go down here to this house,
Right.
and they knew you was over there. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So you just kind of stay out the way. And then when I moved out, I moved to Gobby Road.
Even Nelson said, "Oh man."
I went to Gobby. The first week I was there, somebody got shot in the face at the mailbox. I was doing a lot of stuff I shouldn't have been doing over there because I was part of the environment.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I was able to, I knew it was just for the time and was able to push forward. And then from there, I moved to the West End. Great experience. I was living next to my granny. That's a whole nother show in itself. And then I moved back to College Park. So it's always been home for me, and I've seen a decline in it as far as because I went to Banneker.
Okay.
So the actual building I went to school in isn't even there anymore.
Right.
Now it looks like a college campus.
Right.
And they're doing good things over there. But I've also seen like a lot of, I would say, the generation under us, and after that, they don't have the same values that we have. So a lot of it is kind of falling by the wayside when you get people that don't care about their yard or people that don't care about the neighborhood, and I'm just living here, you know.
Yeah.
You see the decline in the community and all of those things around there because most of us, we grow up and we move somewhere else and we come visit.
Right.
And the people that's left there, they don't care like we cared.
Yeah.
You know, so it'd be kind of sad to go back and see some of that stuff. But I would never talk negative about College Park because it's my stomping ground.
That's the
I
stomping
love
ground.
it, but I don't hang out on All National either. So I'm grown. That's when I embrace in my 40s. Okay, I don't hang out on All National.
For sure. So shout out to my boy Shun. Thanks for coming through. So before we get out of here, man, let everybody know where they can find you at online, man. The Soundproof Hunger Room. Let everybody know where they can find you at.
You can find the Soundproof Hunger Room at YouTube, IG, TikTok. You can find me on College Park Shun on IG and Facebook. My real name. I'm gonna say my government. I don't care.
Oh, it's cool.
I'm okay. Drashawn No More on Facebook. You see a lot of the content there and just some of my weird thoughts that I talked about today. And like I said, I want to thank everybody that supports us, man. We have a great following. I love each and every one of them. And it's a small community of us. And we look out for each other. And y'all look out. You know, we had a kickball game. We had a skating event. We'll put something together. I think the next one is probably going to be a bowling one. They've been talking about they want to do bowling.
For sure. Let me know.
We'll probably do a bowling thing, and we'll get everybody involved. And like I said, I love each and every one of the people that support us, that listen and rock with us. So, again, Soundproof Hunger Room on IG, Facebook, also YouTube, TikTok, and yeah.
All right. Well, hey, y'all heard it here. This was Positive Mind Saturdays with your boy Positive B. White at 101 TKO Radio, the People's Plug, man. Appreciate y'all for joining us and locking in with us, and always just being a inspiration for us to keep moving. And shout out to my boy Crespo for calling in. And once again, man, big shouts out to my boy Shun for coming through. So y'all stay locked in with us next time. It'll be maybe 1 or 2 Saturdays, and then we'll be right back in the hot seat. So y'all stay locked in with us. We'll keep you updated. Peace.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your worst man, you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. That's doihaveprediabetes.org.
Wait, did they just say 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes? That's 33.33333% of adults. That means it could be me, my boss, or my boss's boss, or me, my favorite sister, or my other sister. That's 7 members of my 21-person romantic book club. Wait, the 1 in 3 could be me, my karaoke partner Carol, or my karaoke enemy Jeff. I'm gonna take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Women are dope, women are dope, women are dope, women are dope, women 12 noon with I Am Chelsea Speaks. Interviewing dope recording artists, fashion designers, content creators, dope influencers, and much more. I mean, she just interviewing dope women all around this world, man. It would behoove you to tune in. Don't miss the Women Are Dope show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 10:30 to 12 noon. Only on the #1 station that's running these streets. 101 TKO Radio, knocking them out the bar. And don't forget to download the 101 TKO Radio app in your App Store and Google Play. Women are dope. Women are dope. Women.
DJ GQ is live in the
Won't love me. I was getting bras way before I got the money. Honey, since I've been a star, they don't love me. The ceiling got stars when the star got no ceiling. Stick it out, poke it out, stick it out, poke it out. Yeah, she got a little butt, so what? Big bag, she can show enough. Stick it out, poke it out, yeah, stick it out, poke it out. My regards to the bras that thought I was done. Pick a side, and die in a jump. I've been letting things slide, they trying too hard. Cause I ain't left the city once, still travel abroad. I'm back on my bar. Sticking a Honda Civic, we in the car service. I really just mind my business and pray that God sort them. Can't really be long-winded, you talking short money today, we not cost cutting. Can you stick it out? Told me she was quarantining, brand new out. And there might be a couple weeks to make them bounce. So I mean it when I be like, what's the turn around? No, really, turn around. Okay, I just wanna see if you gon' lie, you gon' love me. I was getting bras way before I got the money. Honey, since I've been a star, they don't love me. The ceiling got stars when the star got no ceiling. Stick it out, poke it out, stick it out, poke it out. Yeah, she got a little butt, so what? Big bag, she can show enough. Stick it out, poke it out, yeah, stick it out, poke it out.
First things first, I get all the money. Girls like me, keep it honey. Girls like you, cause you funny. You boys ain't stunners. I'm the one that came in the summer. I got a black bar, into Minaj. I'ma do it all night till I got nothing. Sip got me buzzing. I am not a hustler. I could be your daddy, cause I am a mother. Why you mugging? These boys sweet muffin. Put my on her face, she get smashed like a pumpkin. Ooh, she love it. Ooh, me rougher. Talk that nasty. When I smack it, can you make it dip? Make it dip, 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 make it dip. Yeah, baby, take a sip, take a sip, take a sip, take a sip. Lick a lip, lick a lip. Yeah, baby, I just wanna see you dip. Make it dip, make it dip, make it dip, make it dip, make it dip. Yeah, baby, take a sip, 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 take a sip. Yeah, baby, show me how you make it real, real, real. It is what it is. This some false start. She a big gold freak, it's a must that I hit. It's a hot girl, summer so you know she got it lit. Know she got it lit. Hot girl, summer so you know she got it lit. Know she got it lit. Hot girl, summer so you know she got it lit.
Look, handle me? Who gon' handle me? Thinking he's a player, he's a member on the team. He put in all that work, he wanna be the MVP. I told him ain't no taming me. I love my niggas equally. Picking 9 to 5 niggas with that superstar beat. The superstar star, now I got him far late. I called a Jake to get that nigga. I told him call, don't send no text, and don't you tell him you with me when they be asking where you at. I can't read your mind, gotta say that. Should I take your love? Should I take that? Got a whole lot of options, cause you know a girl's hopping. I'm a high girl, so you know shit is happening.
It is what it is, this a false start. She a big gold freak, it's a must that I hit. It's a hot girl, summer so you know she got it lit. Know she got it lit. Hot girl, summer so you know she got it lit. Know she got it lit. Hot girl, summer so you know she got it lit.
What the though? Where the love go? 5, 4, 3, 2, I let one go. Wow, get the though. I don't bluff, bro. Aiming at your head like a buffalo. You a roughneck, I'm a cutthroat. You a tough guy. That's enough jokes. Then the sun died. The night is young though. The diamonds still shine. In a rough. What the though? Where the love go? 5, 4, 3, 2, where the ones go? It's a show. Put you front row. Talking bro. Let your tongue show. Money over and above. That is still my favorite love quote. Put the gun aside. What the for? I sleep with the gun. And she don't snow. What the yo? Where the love go? Trade the ski mask for the muzzle. It's a bloodbath. Where the suns go? It's the Swiss beat. That the drums go. If she's iffy, that the drugs go. If she's simple, double cup toast. I got a duffel full of hundos. That the love go. Where's the uproar? What the though? Where the love go? 5, 4, 3, 2, I let one go. Wow, get the though. I don't bluff, bro. Aiming at your head like a buffalo. What the though? Where the love go? 5, 4, 3, 2, I let one go. One goes, 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 one goes.
This for my special delivery. Spit like this, get my wrist all glittery. Get cake, snakes get slithery. Lean in, show y'all the mean and the chivalry. Rap ruler, you can ask Buddha. Right jab like Zab Judah. Every member on my team is a shooter. Tight like a womb, no room for intruders. Spark Buddha, twist in the Philly. And good humor, don't be silly. It's gravy, baby, I got it all smothered. Like makeup, I got it all covered. You want a jewel? Don't be cruel. It's authentic. Don't be fooled by these phony accusations, backlash, and slanders, front, and they publicity stunts and